family, welcome to another video. If you're new, hello, hi. I'm Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Welcome to the channel. And if you're returning and you're an OG, thank you so much for being here for yet another waffle. This won't really be a waffle. What is on my mind today is a little funky for me to talk about, which seems to be a theme per my last video. However, maybe we're on a roll with that, eh? So without further dancing around the bush, as is sometimes my habit, let's just get right into it. What I was thinking about today, wondering to myself, is do I have any examples throughout my life that I can see in the actual external world that I've experienced, i.e. not in the movies, the cinema-crafted version of reality that we see? Have I, in my actual life, seen someone, anyone, ever, actually acknowledge that they've made a mistake? And I know that it's like a popular thing right now in the spiritual world to be like, there are no mistakes. And right, that's true. There are no true mistakes. Every mistake is kind of, as I spoke of in my last video, every rejection is a redirection. Really anything in life, any sign is just trying to point you in a direction. And whether you feel or that turns out to have been a step in the wrong direction or the right direction, either way, life is still going to steer you towards what ultimately is your ultimate path, the reason that you're here on earth, whatever that is for you. So why was I thinking about this today? Simply because I was looking at my own life and I'm at a point where I'm very much, I don't know what the word is for this, but I'm just very willing now to be more of an observer of my life and also to accept. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. It's not that I'm saying I'm listening to the outside feedback as helping to discern my identity or something. No. I'm saying that I've never really been open to feedback, and I can't say that as far as my life this far, or that maybe I'm the only one that I know in my reality up until now who has acknowledged when they made a mistake. Now, when I say I make a mistake, what I'm particularly kind of referencing is situations where you end up perhaps losing a little bit of control. Maybe you say something you don't mean, maybe you do something you don't mean, whatever that is, out of character for you. And that leads you to want to apologize. Whether or not that apology even happens is a whole other story entirely. So I was thinking to myself, do people really actually take accountability for when they mess up? And it was a little bit shocking for me to kind of sit there and have a think about it and go, well, gosh, I know that I feel like when a person makes a mistake that hurts somebody, for example, I feel like it's their responsibility on some level to apologize. Like not responsibility, maybe that's not even the right word. It's just that typically from my experience, when you really love and care about somebody, how to explain this, I don't know. You care about how you then take care of them when you screw up. So I don't know. Of course, we're not literally hurting each other, I hope. So please don't do that. What I'm saying is, I feel like it's an important thing and something that isn't really done anymore, to acknowledge when we make mistakes with other people in our relationships. Why? Well, reference back to my other video about being your authentic self, because frankly speaking, in the most simplistic way I can put this is that if we're not being our authentic selves, then the vibration, which is us, so let's say my vibration is supposed to be like this. Well, if I'm not allowing myself to authentically express, then instead of being like this, my vibration will be like, I don't even know, some kind of weird rubato dance, and that's terrifying. It's not just terrifying. There's two problems with that. The first problem is that you don't really know how then you're ultimately impacting people externally, because what you think you're putting out isn't actually what's coming out of you. And the other problem, we want, I think anyway, it's a desirable thing to want to have awareness of as much as possible. And when we aren't taking accountability, we're not really allowing ourselves to see ourselves fully. And I know it's not always a pleasant thing. You know, I have many friends who will talk to you about incorporating your shadow side, which is absolutely a part of things. I believe that we have to accept our whole, not have to, we get the blessing of getting to know our whole selves and accepting our whole entire selves. So I wanted to half bring this to light and say, hey, what's up with that? Listen, as a growing new society, why don't we accept responsibility and call a spade and be the part of the truth movement as well? Make sure that we're speaking up when truth needs to be spoken and that we're taking responsibility where it's due. You know, if you make a mistake, be more evolved and say, hey, look, the bottom line for me is that when you care about somebody, you care about them. When I say I care about someone, I genuinely care. If I say I love you, I really do love you. That extends to friends and so forth. So, and by the way, when I say that I unconditionally love somebody, that's true. I don't put parameters on people as much as I am aware of the fact that I'm doing it or not doing it, because I really do believe what I'm saying. I really do believe that for us to enjoy a more pleasant life, a more pleasant world for ourselves individually, that we get to be true to ourselves. And that journey of self-exploration used to scare me, and it still sometimes does. It's so valuable, though, to explore yourself. For example, I discovered this year that I really love art, like really, really love art, and had this crazy, odd realization of just how much I love that, how much a part of my soul that is, oddly, and a part which I've spent many years shut off from, simply because of this is the crazy part, not even because of any external thing in particular. It was just society at large told my brain that, well, you're not a trained painter, so what business do you have picking up a paintbrush? And I would imagine that if I look back at my life up until now, that there are probably a whole lot of things, a whole smattering of different things that I didn't even bother to try because my brain at that time told me, well, you're not trained in X, so you can't do that thing. If I invite you to do something in this video, it's try new things. It's try anything, actually, that interests you, that makes you feel excited and feel good. One of the biggest lessons of this year of my life, besides letting go, which I talk about almost all the time, is truly, and I used to roll my eyes at this, and I feel so guilty about that now. At any rate, one of the other big learning lessons of this year for me has been following your joy, really following your passion and joy first and foremost, and loving oneself first and foremost. Although I have heard it, both of those things throughout my life, it has only been in this last year that I've really started to actually practically incorporate these themes and lessons into my life. So although this video started out oddly about, you know, taking responsibility and accountability for the mistakes that we make, I'm also urging you just to boldly go forth and adventure into your life. The most important thing, as I almost always say, is to, as they famously quote in The Matrix, in one of my absolute favorite scenes in the original Matrix, when he walks into the Oracle's door, above her door, there's an awning, which above it, it says, I think in Latin, which I don't actually know the Latin for it, but it says, know thyself. And genuinely, guys, out of my nearly 40 years now of experience of life, I can tell you that getting to know yourself truly is the single most important thing, because we are what end up being the projection that we see back. AKA, the way you treat yourself, the way you love, yes, yourself, will 100,000,000% be the reflection you receive back. So again, and I've said this before lately, but if you are seeing a reflection that you don't like, look inward. See, are you abusing yourself in some form or fashion? And if you are, please stop. You deserve love, you deserve compassion, and you deserve the freedom of expression. Also, see previous videos. If you've been with me for this long, thank you so much for spending your almost 10 minutes with me. I really appreciate it. If you need coaching or you want to reach out and talk to somebody confidentially, you can reach out to me at this email address here, also for business inquiries. I also have some art, which if you follow me on Instagram, which I will put in the description box below, my Instagram handle if you're not already following it, I have art available as well, which actually maybe I can put in some clips here to this video. Here, I won't add them on the screen in front of me at this moment, but I'll chop them and put them right after. These pictures, I guess that's what I'll call them. I've been really into this art lately. If you enjoy these are available to buy. You can buy the ones that you see. You can also commission me to do your name or me to do an original piece of artwork for you. So if you're interested, also reach out to me either at the email that I provided before or through my Instagram and DMs. Whatever you feel comfortable with is totally fine. Those pieces are available for sale, and I have many, many others and or also open for commissions. So have a beautiful rest of your day or night, wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in from, and whatever time it is for you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Namaste, much love, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Bye. We have to be true to ourselves, or we but those, So without taking any more of your time, I can't say that I don't think I have ever, perhaps, is just, and if you're welcome, like no man or woman or person before.